Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing wonderful. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're doing peak. Today, did I do my complete intro? Mars falling. Welcome back. To Mars falling. Okay. Anyhow, we're just gonna be pick a number like 1 to 12. 1 to 12, right? 1 to 12. Pick a number 1 to 12. Pick a number 1 to 12. 1 to 12. Pick a number 1 to 12. Did you say 4? Did you say 4? Okay. Okie dokie. This book is big. We're gonna scoot over over here. We're gonna scoot over over here. Perfect. It's hot, and I gotta hurry up. I have to hurry up because okay. One good turn deserves another. It is told that there once lived an eagle who, like all eagles, liked to wander hither and yon all over the vast sky that hangs above the earth. Now one day, the eagle saw an old woman limping down a narrow lane, and this aroused her curiosity. She flew down and saw that one of the old woman's legs was completely covered with sores, and that was why she was having trouble walking. So the eagle said to the poor old woman, "You poor thing, how do you manage to stay on your feet with your leg in such awful condition?" "Well," answered the old woman, "I force myself. I'm trying to go on just as long enough to reach the marketplace in the village. I need to buy a little bit of milk and grain." The eagle was touched, but knowing the ingratitude of humans, she was not sure what she should do. Then she said, "If you humans weren't the way you are, I would help you. But if I do one of you a good turn today, I am certain that tomorrow you will repay me with an equal amount of harm." But the old woman said, "Not me. I would never do that." The eagle, who had a good heart, allowed herself to be convinced. "If what you are saying is true," she said, "you deserve my help. Now close your eyes, count to 10, and open them again." The old woman closed her eyes, counted to 10, and opened them again. Then the eagle said to her, "There, now look at your sore leg." Somewhat nervously, the old woman bent down and looked at her leg. It was as good as new. There wasn't even a trace of terrible sore that had been hurting her. But I want to do even more, the eagle went on, without giving the old woman time to thank her. Even if your legs are working now, the village is too far away. Close your eyes, count to 20, and open them again. And the old woman closed her eyes, counted to 20, and opened them again, and opened them again. And she saw that for miles and miles around, the forest had been changed into fertile fields. It would be good, however, continued the eagle, not paying any attention to the old woman's astonishment. If you receive constant help and companionship, close your eyes, count to 30, and open them again. The old woman closed her eyes once more, counted to 30, and opened them again. All around her spread a large village, dense with huts and full of people. The men were going into the fields. The women were threshing grain in front of their houses. The cows were grazing, and the chickens were scratching. Old woman, all of this is yours, said the eagle. Finally, go and be happy. Thank you, the old woman managed to stammer. What a generous soul you are. What can I do to repay you? I don't want anything extraordinary, replied the eagle. All I need is that leafy tree at the edge of your village, because it is time for me to build my nest and raise my little ones. If you truly don't want anything else, said the old woman, what you ask is such a trifle. Make that your tree your home and live in peace. Then the eagle bowed, flew up into the tree, alighted, and built a fine, sturdy nest of branches and leaves. A little while passed, and she laid 2 eggs. She brooded the eggs for the proper amount of time, and then 2 eagles were born. And immediately, Mother Eagle went off in search of food to bring to her little ones. In the meantime, the old woman's granddaughter, who had joined her grandmother in the new village, and who was very spoiled, began to whine morning, noon, and night. Boo-hoo-hoo, went to the granddaughter. What's the matter with you, girl? The old woman finally asked. Hungry, answered the granddaughter. Hungry, but you lack for nothing here. But I'm hungry for something special. I feel like having a nice eaglet. That's what I'm hungry for. The old woman was astonished, and she tried to gain some time. Where am I going to find a baby eagle? Said the grandmother. Give me a nice eaglet to eat or I'll die, insisted the wayward little girl. At that, the grandmother became frightened. Summoned the men of the village and asked them to cut down the leafy tree at the edge of the village in order to catch one of the eagle's children. The men seized their axes and began to strike great blows onto the tree trunk. The bigger of the 2 eaglets jumped up to the edge of the nest and called to his mama for help. He sounded something like this. Sango, oh sango, oh sango, oh sango. From afar, the mother who was flying in search of food heard her son's cry and was back in a flash. She flew over the tree, which was just about to fall, and shrieked, Sanguri! And once the tree straightened up and its wound closed, while an abyss opened beneath the men's feet, and they fell into it. Then the earth covered them up. The eagle gave the food to her children, calmed them down, and said to them, Now I must go back to the hunt. These men were crazy, but the old woman who ruled the village is my friend. Whatever she may choose to do, don't worry. You have nothing to fear from her. As she flew away, Meanwhile, the granddaughter had started to whine and throw tantrums again, so loudly that the old woman couldn't stand it any longer. She summoned some of the men and asked them to bring her the eagle's young. So they went off with their axes and began to chop the tree down once again. And the bigger of the two eagles jumped up on the edge of the nest and cried, "Sango, oh Sango, oh Sango, Sango." He called his mother, but this time she did not hear him. The tree fell to the ground, and the men carried away the two eaglets. The first one they handed over to the old woman, but the second, the bigger one, managed to escape and perch up on the roof of the large hut. While the people of the village tried to catch him, the old woman roasted the one they had captured and gave it to her granddaughter to eat. And then, a little while later, the eagle came back. She saw the fallen tree, the ruined nest. She flew to the village. She found one of her children on the roof of a hut, surrounded by howling men, and she asked him what had happened. As soon as she heard what had occurred, she took her son and brought him to safety on the mountain, which from that day forward became the home of the eagles. Then she went back down to the village and went to see the old woman. "Old woman," she said bitterly, "you're really a fine one." She drew herself up and exclaimed, "Sangiri," and all of the people vanished into the air. Again she said, "Sangiri," and all of the huts fell to the ground. And again, "Sangiri," and what was once a village became a forest again. "Sangiri," and once again the old woman had a leg covered with sores. And then, with all the scorn that the eagle is capable of expressing, she added, "Old woman, this is all you deserve," and she vanished forever atop the mountain. The lesson of this story is, do unto others as you would have done unto what you would have done unto you. Do unto others as you would have do unto you. Be nice to people, man. Love people. Enjoy people. Live in solidarity with people. If you enjoyed that, this is Mars Folly. Consider subscribing. I love you. Bye.